thank you for being with us and welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. And we are so privileged, especially this weekend with the 4th of July coming up, to have Colonel Pat Carley, who is the commander of the 42nd Air Base Wing at Maxwell Air Force Base here in Montgomery. And we're going to talk to him about the military and the civilian community and how basically we are brothers and sisters. We just live inside the base or outside the base, but we're all in this together. And to make it simple, he's basically the mayor of Maxwell.
That's right, Jack.
If you get right down to it, huh?
Yes, that is.
So
you
have a mayor of the city, and you've got a little city there called Maxwell Air Force Base, and it functions just like any other city would be.
That's right.
Because a lot of times there's people there that fly the planes, run the school, but you've got to make sure that everything around that happens.
That's right, and it's not only Maxwell, it's also Gunter Annex. So it's actually one installation, two different locations. So I'm the installation commander for Maxwell Gunter, and the 42nd Air Base Wing provides the support for all of the mission partners, over 40 partners across Maxwell and Gunter, primarily Air University, led by Lieutenant General Tony Cotton, who is the Air University commander and president.
Right.
And as you both know, Air University is the intellectual and leadership center for the Air Force. And I am privileged to be part of the 42nd Air Base Wing, which provides all of the foundational support to enable that mission to happen.
You know, I think when a person's in the Air Force, obviously, you think Air Force Academy. But once they get through the Air Force Academy, the next most important school you can attend in your career is something at Air University.
Right, so Air University has various educational programs for officers and enlisted airmen. And some of those programs include Squadron Officer School, Air Command and Staff College, and Air War College, which are probably the most commonly known of our professional military education. But we also have the Barnes Center, primarily at Gunter Annex, which provides professional military education for our enlisted airmen.
Tell me a little bit more. People don't know as much about Gunter, but like my understanding is that basically that's where all of the computers, and I understand that the Air Force One doesn't take off or go anywhere that something doesn't go through Gunter. Is that correct? The big blockhouse.
So there's two mission partners, two main mission partners at Gunter that have a lot to do with various mission sets across the Air Force. So there's the Air Force Lifecycle Management Center that is at Gunter, and also DISA, the Defense Information Systems Agency. And they provide support not only for the Air Force, but for all of the Department of Defense network and cyber operations. So very important mission sets happen right here in the backyard of Montgomery.
It's
Gunter
amazing.
used to be Southeast Air Defense Sector, was a part of that.
But the amazing amount of cyber that goes on, I think we have no understanding whatsoever of how important Gunter is.
Right.
Because the war is being fought in cyber. I mean, face it, we are changing from an industrial age to a technology age. And I am just thrilled that we actually have this here. What we would like to do is involve the civilian community more in being a part of support for both Gunter and Maxwell. And tell me the things that you have found to be important that are relative to us and what we can do, and everybody out there, all of our audience.
Sure. Well, the military is only about 1% or less of our U.S. population now. It's less and less now than it was a few decades ago. But we are part of the community. Even though some of us may live on base, most of the military that are assigned to Maxwell Gunter live out in the communities with everyone else in the river region.
Right.
And even though we may only be here for 1 year, 2, 3, or 4 years, we will move to another community across this great country of ours and be part of their communities. So the same concerns that the local community members will have outside of the base, such as education, such as healthcare, and such as economic development, is very important for us who wear the uniform as well. So the similar concerns is on both sides.
So from the military side, there is obviously, like yourself, you come in or maybe assigned here for 4 years. We have a lot of civilians that are staying at that base. What is the civilian workforce at both Maxwell and Gunter? Is it pretty sizable, isn't it?
It is. Actually, in the 42nd Air Base Wing, about 2/3 of my airmen So I use the word airman, capital A airman, but that means both the active duty of that and the civilian. So about 2/3 of my 1,400 airmen are civilian airmen that live and grown up and have been a part of the Montgomery River region for years and years. Yes, and I'm proud to say that we contribute, working with the Chamber of Commerce, we contribute, Maxwell Gunter, not just the wing, but all of Maxwell Gunter, contributes approximately $1.8 billion of economic input into the local community each year.
You know, it's all about our families, and Jack and I personally would like to thank every one of you in uniform.
Yes.
The 4th of July is coming up. Freedom is not free.
Nope.
And we wouldn't even be here with you were it not for these men in uniform who have fought and died for us. And please remember that. Go out of your way to be appreciative of all those who serve us in uniform.
Keep up the good work, and God bless America. We'll be right back right after this.